Hi, it's been a while, actually quite a number of weeks since I've made my last video, and I felt it's time to really get moving again. I've had issues with COVID, just not being able to get around, and I've had health issues as well. Ended up in hospital for a little bit, so it's time to just get on with it. What I've done is I've sort of finished with the Camber issue the last time that I spoke to you, and I've still got issues because I now need to check left against right side. So let's just take another walk through that. I've set the car up fore and aft perfectly level, and I actually did buy a digital inclinometer, or a digital unit on eBay, which has got a lot more accuracy, because I felt that just using the spirit level and using my eye, it just my measurements having to be so critical. If I was out a degree, that's my whole camber gone, and it's just with the spirit level easy to be out 1 degree. So what I've done is with this digital one, at least I know that it's close to being 100% accurate, and from that I can actually now test the camber again on the right side, and then we'll take a look at the left side. Now, I know the left has got an issue, so I wanted to walk you through it, and I wasn't prepared to leave this area until I'd resolved what was going on. So without any further ado, let's just get into it and take a look at what I've got. Okay, and I'll show you again how I go about measuring that as well. So we'll just stop there for a moment. Okay, you can see here, that's my digital readout, and at the moment it's reading 0.1 degree. It's actually quite difficult to get it to sit still on 0, so I figure 0.1 of a degree is good enough. So I've done that, as I said, fore to aft, front to back, and this left to right, which is probably the more important. And I'm just outside my garage door because I've got the incline here, which helps me to lock it down in a vertical or horizontal way. Okay, so my setup is the rim. I know that the rim has got a from outside to outside is 410 millimeters, and I've just balanced a screwdriver which is just almost touching the hub, the nut. Okay, so that's my setup with just a little weight. So I know that I've got I'm at right angles, okay, to the car. Okay, so there's my right angle triangle, and yes, this distance here at the top I'll take away from the distance at the bottom, and so we then have a right angle triangle, and then it's just a matter of trigonometry that tells me what the angle is that I've got. So let me set you on the stand, and we'll check the right side to the left side and see where we stand. Okay, I'll put you back on the stand. Okay, I hope that's relatively clear. So what I need to do is take from the edge of the rim to the string, away from the edge of the rim to the string here. Okay, and I'm using a vernier, and it's just a matter of measuring those two distances. So if I go okay, 42.64, okay, and the bottom 52.01. Okay, let me take you over to my desk, just here, and just angle you up, so I'll just stop there and get you on my pad a bit more accurately. Right, so we said I had 52.01. Okay, so 52.01 less 42.64 equals 9.37 millimeters. 9. Okay, so 9.37 millimeters. Okay, so now my calculation was sine theta equals opposite over hypot. Okay, so but to actually find the angle, it'd be sine inverse minus 1 equals and because I'm doing it on a calculator, opposite divided by hypot equals. Okay, so we'll work it that way. So I think you can see that like that. Okay, so I go into my function, I find sine minus 1. Okay, if you can see that, I go bracket opposite 9.37 divided by 410 close brackets equals 1.30 degrees. Okay, so 1.3 degrees. That's the right hand side. So that is good. Okay, but we need to compare it to the left hand side. See if you can make sure you could see all that. Okay, so 1.3 degrees. So there you go. Okay, right, now what I'll do is just change everything over, so I'll just hold there for a moment till I put everything on the other side, and we'll take a look at that and see what's going on. Okay, so again, keeping the same level, okay, that 0.1 degrees, and again just almost touching the knockoff. So we now take measurements again and just see where we stand. Okay, so the top, that's 52. Yep, pretty good. 52.89. Just write that down. And now the bottom, is 52.96. Okay, alright, let's go back to the board. Okay, so you can see that that's alright, okay, maybe maybe you can't see it, but let's see. So what I've got is well, 52.96 less And so straight away you can see I'm in negative. Okay, so I've got a negative camber, and it's about 0.07 of a millimeter. Okay, but anyway, let's take a look at that and see what that does for us. If you can see those numbers, the sun is a bit bright, so I apologise for that. So we're saying that, okay, brackets sine -1 equals 0.07 divided by 410 close brackets equals, so I'm 0.009 degrees, 0.009 degrees. Okay, so you could virtually say I'm vertical, so which means I'm 1 degree out. Okay, so the question is that a problem? I've got 1 degree positive, and I've got 0 on this side here. Okay, so it means that this, I either get a concentric washer down in here, okay, which I can't find them at the moment. I don't know where I can get them, or I see if I can move this fellow, the shocky. I've got to move that out a little bit. And so the question is, how much do I need to move it out to make a difference? Alright, remembering I've got everything here at the correct height. I've got a 2-inch block. I'll just point at it with my finger. There is, it's black, so it's a machined nylon block there of 2 inches. Okay. Alright, so the question is, I'm level on this side, I'm not on that side. Is it a problem? Now, a lot of you guys are experts, and you give me some good advice, and I do appreciate it, because by no means I'm no expert when it comes to any of this, but is it a problem is the question. And you know, I'd like it to be, it'd be nice if it was adjustable. It'd be nice if I'd gotten adjustable plates, okay, from Kilmartin's, but I didn't, because this whole post mechanism here came out of the old chassis, and I welded it direct to this new one here. Same with on this side here. And I then corrected everything as much as I possibly could, but of course couldn't really check 100% until I'd actually assembled something, and from that had a look at to see where I'm at. So I could loosen that and maybe just push it forward a little bit. You know, maybe the elongation in the holes might be enough to take it over a little bit, so I can have a look at that and just see where I stand. Alright, so that's my problem, and the question is, do I have a problem? Not sure. It's actually, this is the best way to test for camber, I believe. It's more accurate than testing it with a tire on and so on, because I can go direct to the rim, and I know that because they're new, they're accurate. Now at the bottom here, to get -1 from 0, it's about 7 millimeters that it needs to swing out, but it doesn't actually equate to 7 millimeters here on this. It might only just be a fraction of that, because my understanding is the concentric washer that you could get there has got 1 to 2 degrees play, and I can assure you they don't move 7 mil or even 14 mil, which is 2 degrees in this case. So it just bears thinking about. To maybe loosen those, take the bolts out and just inch it forward a bit, maybe clamp it down and then just inch it forward and see where I stand. So it'd be interesting to know how much I've got to move to get 1 degree. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I mean, if they say 1 degree, I mean, you know, why do they say 1 degree positive? I know a positive camber is made more for Sunday driving and gentle driving, okay? Whereas if you're into the hot rod area and into the fast car market and cornering and so on, you actually go for negative camber. And I've read that some of them are up to, you know, 4 degrees, 6 degrees or whatever, which is a lot, but then it plays hell with your tyre wear. What would this mean if I'm 1 degree out? I mean, could it pull to the left or to the right, or give me uneven tyre wear? They're the issues that I need to think about. Okay, so the next installment, or the next part of this video, is to undo that shocky and see how much I've got to move it to get 1 degree. Okay, let's leave it at that for the moment. Okay, so we're looking just here. I've removed the 4 bolts, but I've just got no way of locking this thing down, and then so that I can just move it across, you know, a few millimeters. There's a tape there of where it was originally sitting when it is bolted down, and I've tried everything to try and hold it in position, and while I put my bits back together again on this side to take measurements. So I'm just going to call it quits there for a little bit, maybe publish this and see what some of you guys have got to say about it. Whether the 1 degree is something to be concerned about, but then why specify 1 degree when it's not really that important? Whether a 1 degree difference between left and right is important. And I have got here, I bought these from Kilmartin's. These are some of those original plates, but as you can see, they're non-adjustable. Okay, and I've not used them because I didn't need to. All the nuts were actually quite okay once they'd been cleaned up. My thinking was to maybe cut a section out, you know, at the curve, and then move it down, but I don't know how much to move it. So that leaves, you know, do I put the adjusted ones in? You know, yes, I can go and get them. It's a bit of major surgery in this area. You know, I've got to protect all that and then cut into this lovely finish that I've done, and you know, which will require then some respraying as well. But anyway, I don't know. I just don't know. I've tried everything to try and grip that into position there, into any position that I wanted, but you know, there's just nothing there to clamp to.